I'm Cheryl Lazar. On the show today, we have two hilarious comedians, Maron and Marc Malkoff. We'll chat with humorist John Hodgman about his new book. And the Eclectic Method is here for a live in-studio performance. Yes! Now, to interact with others watching the show, head over to our room on chill.com. And don't forget to go to getglue.com right now and check in to earn exclusive stickers. It's November 8th. Here's what's trending now. The name Herman Cain had nearly 50,000 social mentions yesterday after Sharon Bialik alleged at a news conference that the GOP presidential hopeful was sexually inappropriate towards her back in 1997. Cain's campaign has denied the allegations, but this is the fourth story to surface in the past 2 weeks about Cain's alleged sexual harassment during his time as the head of the National Restaurant Association. Mentions of Dr. Conrad Murray surged by more than 20,000% yesterday around the announcement of his guilty verdict for the involuntary manslaughter of Michael Jackson. During the month-long trial, the now infamous doctor was referenced in over 145,000 tweets. Some people have been using the hashtag Doctors Better Than Conrad Murray. The most popular ones seem to be Dr. Doolittle, Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Seuss. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 releases today and is expected to become the fastest-selling video game of all time. According to Amazon.com, pre-order sales for MW3 are 4 times higher than Call of Duty Black Ops, which currently holds the record, selling 7 million copies in 24 hours. Modern Warfare 3 also incorporates social networking features for Facebook and the brand new Call of Duty Elite, which is a way for players to track stats, find video guides, and connect with other players. The film Puss in Boots took the #1 spot at the box office for the second weekend in a row, beating out newcomer Tower Heist by over $8 million. What's interesting, though, is that the trailer views on YouTube seem to be a good indicator of box office results. The official Puss in Boots trailer has over 5.2 million views, while the trailer for Tower Heist is just under 800,000. Interesting stat. Now, in 2009, the internet economy produced $8 trillion in total revenue and made up 3.4% of the GDP in large and developed economies. That was according to a paper by the McKinsey Global Institute that also indicated online dollars only seem to be growing, so that's good for all of us here. In terms of percentage of GDP, Sweden leads the world with 6.3% of the country's economy being online. And finally, our What's Trending hashtag of the week is, wait for it, I've always wanted to. The unfinished sentence has been tweeted over 100,000 times in the last 7 days. One of my favorites that received over 100 retweets was by Umesh Kapoor. I've always wanted to get in a taxi and say, follow that car. I say, do it, Umesh. Make your tweet a reality, please. Something else I've always wanted is for you to head over to our Facebook blog and, of course, our Twitter at whatstrending.com to join the discussion. Right now, let's move on to our real-time conversation. Let's go. We're so happy to have you online joining us today. We also have a wonderful in-studio audience, might I add. They are. They're beautiful if you could see their faces. And over on our couch is our awesome What's Trending panel. He's the host of WTF, one of the most successful comedy podcasts, has pretty much appeared on every show or stage that features stand-up comics. It's Marc Maron. Wow. He's lived in an IKEA for a week, an airplane for a month, and has been presented with the keys to 95 cities. It's Marc Malkoff, the other Marc. And as usual, the lovely Melissa June Rowley here to let us know what all of you are thinking throughout the show.
Yes, thanks, Shira. You can be a part of the discussion by getting in the chat room or tweeting us at What's Trending using the hashtag WTLive.
That is right. Now,
do I tweet now?
You could tweet whenever.
Please
this is
do.
the one show, you guys, that you're allowed to actually holding your cell phones with you. Because we want you to be tweeting, updating.
So I shouldn't be arguing with trolls, though. I should be up, you know.
Don't argue. It's a waste of time. Don't do it, Marc.
I know,
please.
it's so satisfying until you lose.
So let's talk about WTF, your podcast,
which
has just become the go-to place. I mean, you've made it the destination for every comedian.
Yeah,
How did that grow to
How
become?
Did it happen?
Yeah, what it is today.
I don't know. It all takes place in my garage,
Yeah.
Which seems like a comfortable place for people to hang out. A lot of times people come to the garage and they're surprised that they're actually in a garage. I don't know how it took off. I think that there were a few episodes that really made an impact, and comics seem to like it a lot. But the conversation is not limited to comedy. We talk about a lot of different stuff, a lot of life stuff. So the audience that has come in, like most of them, are really not necessarily comedy audiences, and I think that's what kind of made it different.
Yeah, it becomes like a therapy couch for them.
Well, wait a minute. I'd like to believe that I'm not a licensed therapist, but it is therapy for me. I'm secretly using my guests to feel better.
To feel better about yourself. I do that all the time.
I can feel that.
Thank you.
That's happening
I'm
right
emanating,
now.
you know, the glow of you, actually. Now, you're also going to be doing a show.
Yes, a very important show that is right at the tip of my tongue.
It's called Transforming the World Through Comedy.
Yeah, it's they're going to do like I have it right here.
But I love it. You know, you put out the information. Bring out the information.
I'll try. It's the world's first multi-platform, multi-city live comedy event. How do you like that? See, now that already sounds exciting. It's multi-layered, it's global, it's going to be happening in several different cities. It's like Live Aid, but really much smaller. It's going to happen in comedy clubs in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. I'm going to be on the show with Russell Peters, Retta, Jeff Ross, Wayne Fetterman. It's going to be good next week, next Wednesday.
Making a difference through comedy.
I think so. I mean, I'm just going to be standing there at a microphone. The making the difference part is in other people's hands.
All right. Well, Marc, the other Marc, is also here today. And you're here to announce a new project. We all know you from My Damn Channel. You always do these interesting experiments.
Yes. My next project on My Damn Channel, I just got to LA. And it's called. Thank you. It's called Celebrity Sleepovers. The premise is that I don't want to spend thousands on hotels, so I'm trying to convince celebrities to allow me to sleep over at their homes. So maybe you can help me.
For you?
Tonight I'm sleeping in Justine Bateman's treehouse. So she's like, you can stay with me, except I don't really know you, so I'm in her kid's treehouse. Tomorrow I think I have an Emmy Award-winning actress. I'm staying with her, so I don't have enough people lined up, and I'm working on it, but I have like a few.
Well, you know, when you get to the B list, you can certainly come over and stay in my second bedroom if you don't mind sleeping with a mound of my girlfriend's clothing.
Is that for real?
No.
I didn't think so.
Come on, now.
The clothing is for real. The invitation was just
not.
a joke.
I thought
in your
so.
garage.
Well, then I'd have to interview him, and then he'd have to, make me feel better. But he looks like he's got you've got your own problems.
Doing okay.
You're going to do okay, I think. Well, that's exciting, and I'm sure we'll see you. And I'm going to hopefully help out, too.
I hope so. I have a lot of pairs of pajamas.
I'll put on a pair of pajamas.
There's a selling point. He's got his own pajamas.
Well, we've invited the law firm of Malkoff and Maron here to discuss the hottest trending topics. And let's kick things off with a favorite.
Bordering on anti-Semitic, but beautiful.
Justin Bieber, folks. The Biebs, according to Crisp Social. When Justin Bieber tweets, "Night girls," nearly 30,000 girls respond. Don't get too jealous. Last week, the pop star broke a record, becoming the first person to reach 2 billion views on YouTube. He also surpassed 14 million followers on Twitter and 37 million likes on Facebook. Does this make you feel like you haven't accomplished anything in life?
No, it's finally happened. As a planet, we now have the emotional capacity of a 12-year-old girl. We've been waiting for that, and thank God it's here.
I honestly thought when he first got famous that he would have the longevity of Bananarama. But it's just the fact that he's still here is amazing. I think it was like right time, right place and stuff with social media.
Well, yeah, what is it about his brand that allows him to rule social media, Marc?
What is it about his what?
Brand.
Well, look at that guy. What is that guy?
Or it's just his hair, the flip.
It's like, grown women just want to, eat him, and young women are confused about what they want to do. And a lot of grown men are inappropriately thinking about him. And then there's a lot of young boys that think like, oh, he's kind of girly, but he gets a lot of girls to like him, so maybe I should cut my hair like that. I mean, it's very clear the system of the brand.
Yeah, it's very...
Oh, and he sings apparently.
And he does. Yeah. He has some talent. But I mean, is it that he just grew up with social media and it just worked for him?
that he's actually a virus? that Justin Bieber is actually a viral cell that was raised in the social media world and now is as a malignant virus.
He's a spawn of the internet.
He's infected everything.
It seems like his team as well. Like, I feel like there was just so many things that matched up right away. And didn't Usher take an interest in him? And his parents were really pushing him. And I just feel like everything, sometimes things just come together,
They align for some people.
That's my mother can't even.
Well, they put up his first video on YouTube.
My father doesn't even know how to listen to my podcast.
You know what? He's been facing some controversy. I don't know if you two are aware that he was slapped with a paternity suit.
Sure.
There's a woman that's claiming that she just had his
That's
child.
a right
Only
to
in that
passage.
Right, but
time.
he's using social media the right way. He just tweeted out to his fans, you know, so I'm going to ignore the rumors and focus on what is real, an opportunity
Well,
to
maybe he
do what
should-
I love.
Yeah.
Focus on the music.
That's
So
right.
he's
Well,
using his social media power for
Maybe someday he'll
good.
have to focus on that kid. I guess the jury's out, huh?
Well, the
Well,
verdict has
it's
yet
also
to be
interesting
seen.
that he uses, you know, social media has now become the new press conference. Instead of putting out a release, you just tweet.
Well, I think that woman's accusation goes to show you that he's not just using social media, that he might be using something else, which makes me happy.
Well, the social media phenomenon of Justin Bieber is showing no signs of slowing down. He actually represents 3% of Twitter's traffic. His latest video for Mistletoe has already reached 39 million views in less than 3 weeks. Make sure you keep letting us know your thoughts and comments in our chat room or by heading over to facebook.com/what's trending.
He's 13.
What?
He's 13.
Isn't he 13?
No,
he's not 13.
12. I don't know how old he is. I don't know much about
In your
him.
mind and heart, he's
I don't
He'll
know.
always be 13.
What is he? 16? It's like 16 or something.
Well, last week, the daily deal company, Groupon, which reaches 150 million users daily, went public and gained a $12.65 billion valuation through its initial public offering. That makes it the second biggest tech IPO and third overall IPO in the history of U.S. companies. Are either of you guys Groupon users?
Well, I think that's also, it's historical because that's the most expensive Groupon ever made available. I have no idea.
You're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes.
Well, the funny thing is that I don't have any idea what a Groupon is. And I've asked people, and
It's a daily deal. you
No, I know, but I ask people, and I'm like, what's a Groupon? And they're vague. I mean, can you explain to me what it is?
Well,
Like
they give you
yeah.
deals. It's a platform that
Are these
gives
people
you,
on a Groupon, the audience, for this
say
show?
yes, say yes or no. Everyone, I mean,
There you go.
it's a thing that people use right now.
People get obsessed with it. I don't know anybody that is not. The
What
people
is
that use it.
You get,
okay.
like, if I get a Groupon, what do I get?
Basically, you can get, if you want to go to a restaurant,
Okay.
they have deals. You can get $50 worth of food for $25. You pay
Oh, so it's,
$25.
I thought it had something to do with bringing people. Like,
Bringing
no.
people what?
Like
To
a
your
Groupon
door?
meant, like, you know, the more people you bring, the cheaper the food is. Like, that's how I.
No, I mean that would be an interesting idea.
I'm gonna start
but
that.
that's
Let's
Grub
see how
with
much
us. I think
that
there's a
makes.
site called grubwithus.com, but that Groupon, the fact is, so was this just part of a bigger valuation, like a bubble? I mean, is there a point that people investing in this, is there value in this?
I think that it goes to show that anyone could make up numbers and that money is really meaningless. And I don't know what those numbers mean. Sure, it's obviously part of a bubble. I just hope it doesn't, get the air sucked out of it and we end up not being able to get coupons at all.
I know that was
That could happen.
I didn't know where that was going. Thank God it landed somewhere.
It's interesting you bring up the numbers, Mark. I'll call you Mark number 1. We had a tweet from Rakesh Lobster. He said, Groupon, both the product and the IPO, is a triumph of financial engineering over real engineering. So people aren't
fake
really
money.
buying this.
Right, yeah.
Well, they've also lost money. They've lost $470 million, but they still are, this wonder child for the Silicon Valley community. They just love Groupon.
Oh yeah, my podcast is worth $1 billion potential dollars.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I just made that up.
I could tell. They have
That's
no
your
competition,
valuation.
though. That's the thing with Groupon. They really don't have any real
Well,
competition.
Living Social?
Not really. Really, do you think? I mean, it's like number 2, but it's like a big gap, it seems. I don't know.
Well, it'll be interesting to see because only time will tell if this really is the beginning of a new tech bubble. And actually, according to Bloomberg, as of last night, the next big IPO on the horizon will be Farmville maker Zynga sometime after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
A lot of things blowing up.
Yeah, power to Zynga.
The Kim Kardashian-Kris Humphries divorce was actually more popular on social media than their wedding. Now that the news is about a week old, the Kardashian mentions on Twitter are starting to return to their still impressive 20 to 25,000 tweets per day. But there is a highly shared article from Jennifer Posner at Daily Beast called "Why Kim Kardashian's Divorce is Good for America and Women." The basic idea is that this divorce gives viewers a chance to see how unrealistic reality TV's fairy tale narratives really are. So, Mark, you've been divorced a few times.
Easy.
So, does this seem like a good one?
2 times. Well, I wish I was paying attention and had any idea who these people were. And I know that I'm not trying to be arrogant or anything else. But this whole event, not unlike the Bieber thing, I think that shows that most of the world is emotionally 12, and this shows that most of the world are, empty morons with no lives. So, what else can I say? I wish her the best. I'm sure she's going to be okay.
Well, $65 million they all made last year. The Kardashian plan.
On what? That's probably harder to explain than a Groupon why those people make money.
So what does this say about social media? Why do we love chatting about this and following her life, not even on the show, but online?
I don't really know. I've never seen it. I've never seen her show before, but
You've heard of her.
I have, unfortunately, heard of her. Have you have?
I've heard of her, but
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know
I'm
either.
busy thinking about things.
I don't know. But her marriage lasted, what, 72 days?
Yeah.
I really thought she was going to last at least 74, 75. I don't know. But they're doing something right. We're talking about them. So, I mean, as business people, they're doing it right. I wouldn't be proud of it, but...
Is this good for America?
How is that good
No.
for America?
It's-
I'm not sure this is good for America.
It's not good for... No, it's not good.
Well, actually, they also added a survey as part of this blog.
Yeah, they added a survey that found that women that watch reality TV on a regular basis are more prone to be aggressive and have a lot of drama in their lives, and are also prone to having bullying in their lives.
Well, it depends what you're watching, because my girlfriend is obsessed with house hunters and murder shows. So I don't know what she's planning, but if there's drama going on, it's all in her head, and I just hope
That's what
it
the
happens.
props are for, Mark.
What's what cops are
The props.
for? The props. But I guess it's really what reality TV shows. But I could see that.
So is drama what ultimately fuels the public obsession with all things Kardashian?
Drama and denial, yes. Drama in that, like, wow, my life is horrible. Oh, but hers is too, but she's pretty. So I think that fuels it as well.
Well, we all actually came together. There were hashtags going against them with this divorce and everything. The internet band together, and the latest, according to TMZ, is that Kim flew to Minnesota to meet with her potential ex-husband and their pastor to discuss the state of their union. And if you want our relationship to work, all of us here today, leave a comment in the chat room or head over to facebook.com/whatstrending. Now it's time for Like or Dislike, where we go thumbs up or thumbs down on the stories we've all been sharing. Make sure we know what you like and dislike by casting your vote on our Facebook page now. Wells Fargo has a new bank for the super rich that is set to open in Chicago. It's targeted at clients with $50 million or more to invest. It's called Abbott Downing and is named after a 19th century custom carriage builder who catered to the wealthy. Marc Malkoff, a bank that caters to the 1%. Like or dislike?
I dislike it. I'm not a fan.
Dislike.
I think it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of, I don't know, it just seems like with everything that's going on right now with the economy,
Exactly.
a little arrogant.
How about PR timing, Marc Maron?
How about PR timing? Well, I mean, I guess for the people that have over $50 million, they're like, oh, this is interesting. But for everybody else, it's horrifying.
So do you dislike this whole concept or like it?
Of course. Of course I dislike
You feel
it.
left out?
No, I just feel it's obnoxious and insensitive, and another example of the ruling class keeping the regular people down.
And just how ironic that you would launch this
The timing.
while we're going through all this with Occupy Wall Street and everything.
Right, but on the other side, the people they're marketing to are probably, well, that's wonderful, and we can get away from the riffraff. Are they going to have a special
It's like another
tour
part of the
for us?
city away from any sort of Occupy whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like whoever they're catering to are not concerned about Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah, of course.
They're the problem.
But we got a tweet from @Cardfire. He said it makes sense catering to the 1% might be the only way that they can survive, right?
The 1%?
To 1%.
Really? Oh, the
The
bank.
bank.
Yes, exactly. According to Gawker, the CIA monitors Twitter to the tune of around 5 million tweets per day. Some of the monitoring is to track what's going on in real time, but it's also used to gauge how the U.S. is perceived online. And there are some Twitter reports that even make it up to the president. Mark, CIA monitoring your tweets, like or dislike?
I wonder if my comments on the new Tom Waits album made it to Obama. Look, obviously it's horrible, but if they can give me a retweet, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Like, I think if the CIA is going to look at our tweets, they should be forced to retweet it. That's the transparency agreement we made.
Yeah, I want them to get a verified account so I can give them a follow Friday.
You could do a follow Friday.
Yeah.
You could do a follow Friday no matter what.
With the CIA?
If you want to.
I guess. Do
It's
they have a
free
verified
world on
account?
Twitter.
It is.
You're not going to make a lot of friends that way.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't have many
You
friends.
rats, you've made a deal.
Well, most of the people that participated in our like or dislike poll on this mostly dislike this. Seems they don't like being watched. And just so you know, the team that's watching our tweets at the CIA, they're known as the vengeful librarians. And they also look over our Facebook, newspaper, chat rooms. They're all across the board.
This isn't really a surprise.
Well, no, it's not a surprise, and also it's interesting that people, when an entity watches their tweets, then they're paranoid, but yet you have a choice to give your location on your Twitter. It's okay if everybody in the world knows who you are and where you are if you want to, or if you're looking at a GPS. I just think it's sort of ironic that people are like, yeah, they're watching us, but I need to know where I'm going. So, you know, I mean, it's a little, but, you know, CIA, it's creepy.
Yeah, all right. Well,
non-creepy entities.
Speaking of something that some people might think is creepy, yesterday Courtney Stodden was trending on BuzzFeed as we finally got to find out if her breasts are real. The 17-year-old, supposedly, who has been on a hot topic on social media, went on Dr. Drew's show, Life Changers, to be examined by real doctors while a studio audience and her 51-year-old husband looked on. Verdict? They are real.
Thank God, I can sleep again.
Like or dislike?
Dislike, I mean, who cares about this person? I mean, I'm sure somebody
Exactly.
does, but I mean, I don't care about her boobs. I'm happy that we all know they're real, but just remember there will come a time where all of it will be old and sad.
Well, does it surprise you that this is what's trending online?
No, it's a train wreck, but she should save her money. She's making decent money right now. The Daily Beast, I think they wanted to talk to her. She said $10,000 and stuff, so she's making money. She just needs to save her money for therapy because she's going to need it when she gets older.
Yes, definitely. Or to save her marriage, right?
He's 51.
17-year-old?
He's
No,
51.
it's going to blow up within a year, and then it's going to bring her back again, and then, you know, it'll be about her boobs and something else. It's, you know, it's all career stuff.
It is all career stuff. But do you even follow this online?
No.
I know.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
It's scary.
though.
It's a scary world out there. Don't go there, Mark.
This is the scary part to you?
Well, most of the people that voted, I think it's scary as well. They dislike it. So
They dislike
sleep
it.
at
And
night.
Jenna Marbles, our favorite YouTuber, did tweet something today.
yeah, she tweeted that the only teacher I am not considering for adoption is Courtney Stodden because I've already got plenty of milk at my house, and she used the hashtag jugs.
Classy.
So
That was witty.
People are uncontrollably drawn to this. They can't stop talking about it.
Well, I mean, generally, there's a good part of the population that are uncontrollably drawn towards boobs. Yes.
Yes.
This is true.
A lot of trolls, too. All right, well, you guys rock. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Shara.
Hope you didn't spoil your morning with all this very thoughtful information, Mark. And, of course, thanks to Marc and Marc. You can catch Marc Maron tonight or tomorrow night at the Laugh Factory, actually. Otherwise, download his podcast right now at WTFpod.com.
Yeah.
All things.
Rainn Wilson is up right now.
Rainn
The newest
Wilson
one's Rainn
rocks.
Wilson. Yeah, it's great.
He's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
We want to get him on this show.
I'm-
You should be our help book our show. And also follow all things Marc Malkoff. He can be found at markmalkoff.com and on Twitter at @mmalkoff. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
Once
you.
again.
Thank you.
Yes. Keep letting us know your thoughts and questions by tweeting us at What's Trending using hashtag WTLive. Now our innovator this week is the Falling Whistles campaign, which is being aimed at being a voice for peace in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Congo is a mineral-rich country that, despite the signing of peace accords in 2003, is still losing nearly 1,500 people daily to violence. Take a look.
My name is Sean Carasso. I run a campaign for peace in Congo called Falling Whistles. I had just stumbled into this military encampment that was beating former child soldiers, was treating them like enemies of the state. And one of the things those boys told us is that the kids who were too small to carry a gun, they had been sent to the front lines of war armed with only a whistle. They'd been sent out as human shields. We ended up exposing the encampment to the UN, kids got pulled out, it was a pretty heavy day, and I went home that night and wrote a little blog called Falling Whistles, sent it out to a handful of friends and family, and they just forwarded it around the world. Woke up the next day to hundreds and then thousands of emails saying, what do we do, how do we help, why is this happening? So we asked people to be a whistleblower for peace. We sell this whistle, and we use the money to partner with local visionaries inside Congo, rehabilitating women and children, and then building a coalition of people to see the war ended. We were in the White House a couple weeks ago, and what they wanted to know is, do the American people really care about this? And so it's our job to prove to them that they do. And so that's why we are reinventing the petition. And instead of it just being a signature that can get emailed to the president or mailed on like a page, we want it to be the faces of people who really care about this. The biggest thing is that you're able to take somebody's photo and put their face behind history, behind peace in Congo, and from your phone you're able to send it so that it will be faxed directly to the White House. And you can do it over and over and over and over again. That's the singular use of the app. Just go out and get the faces of the world who want peace and fax it directly to the White House, one by one by one. Because in the end, and I think this might be the most important point, think there are far more people in the world who want peace than those who want war. But those who want peace have never been able to be organized, connected, and know one another in order to make their actions strategic. And we're beginning that era now.
Welcome to Influencer. He's an author, actor, humorist. Some of you may know him from The Daily Show or from those Mac versus PC commercials. And he now has a new book out called That Is All. Please welcome via Skype, John Hodgman. I know you love the applause. You're an applause man.
Greetings, humans.
How's it going on that other planet of yours?
The other planet of my mind.
So your new book is out. It's called That Is All. Very exciting.
Here it is right now.
That is all. That's the end of our interview, actually. No, I'm just joking. Now, this is the third book in a series, it seems. Did you realize that it was going to get this far? I mean, what was your initial thinking behind creating this whole trilogy?
Well, I always loved trivia and books of trivia in particular because they always tell these little stories. It's a different kind of storytelling. For example, the Book of Lists was always a favorite of mine. So when I wrote my first book, The Areas of My Expertise, I decided to do something that other trivia books hadn't, which is to make up the facts. So with the Book of Lists, you might have the 9 U.S. presidents who were cigarette smokers or something like that. In mine, it's the 9 U.S. presidents who had hooks for hands. So, you know, not many people knew that FDR had a hook for a hand because it was shaped like a wheelchair, that sort of thing.
Where do you do the research for all of this? How do you come up with these ideas?
That was the easiest one. I mean, weird facts about the presidents have been hidden in plain sight from us for all the time. And the fact that FDR had polio, but a lot of the nation sort of chose not to realize it, is sort of the idea behind that joke. And you know, history is full of strangeness, and all it takes is a little exaggeration to remind us just how strange and sometimes funny it is. But when I wrote that first book, you know, my whole goal was to be able to write a second, for that book to be successful enough that I could continue to do it because I had so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
So what happened was I went on The Daily Show as a guest and then was asked back to be a contributor, and suddenly I had this completely unexpected and largely accidental career on television. And the first thing I did was to tell my publishers that I wanted to write 2 more of these books because the best books are always trilogies.
Well, what did you want to do before all this then, if this was so unexpected?
This is what I want. I mean, you know, I always was a writer. I was a magazine writer, and I wrote for McSweeney's, the internet website of literature and haha. And I would write and perform material for This American Life on public radio. And the problem was that I could never write a book because my attention span simply isn't long enough. So what I ended up doing was writing these books of short pieces, some of them so short they're not even complete sentences. Lists and charts and short little articles about the Loch Ness Monster and you know, the end of the world and how boats work and how magic tricks work and that sort of thing.
All right, well, so if the 99% and the 1% decided to have their differences decided by Judge John Hodgman, what would be your decision?
Oh, you are making reference to my podcast?
Of course, I'm making lots of references. I'm cross-referencing here.
That is the apex of modern culture. If they were to meet, what would I decide? I think I'd sentence them all to live together on an island for a while and let me get some peace and quiet.
Oh, that's a very rational decision, Judge.
Yes, an island called North America.
Well, I love how you do all these podcasts. I mean, you seem to just do so much at once using all these digital tools. Is that important to you?
Well, it's astonishing. You know, I've always used Macs, and that's why I was so happy to do those ads. And I was just saying on a hilarious drive time radio show in Seattle today, we were talking about death, as you do on hilarious drive time radio shows, and we were talking about Steve Jobs, and I felt really bad that he was being lauded as a creator of beautiful gadgets. He was that to some degree, but he's really a creator of tools and that creative tools that creative people have used to create amazing things and will continue to do for generations. The real trick of the thing is that now that we all can have our little media empires, and it's exciting for everybody, is how do we keep talking to each other and not just about ourselves? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you talking to all of us today and sharing all your brilliance. I know you're almost a millionaire, so it's hard to get your time and your attention.
I don't want to go into the actual numbers, but look, when I go to a hotel room, I eat the nuts.
I know what you mean, John.
And you can always follow me. My sort of home base is areasofmyexpertise.com, and also at Hodgman at Twitter.
And of course, his book is That Is All. It's available right now. Go to his website, his Twitter, Amazon, wherever. Check it out. The hashtag 2011 Music Taught Me was used in over 65,000 tweets last week. So we teamed up with our partner, VU.com, to ask all of you, what has 2011 music taught you? Here's what you had to say.
2011 music has taught me that music is all about discovery now. With Spotify opening the door, it's allowed me to go back and connect with some artists that I've never been able to listen to or experience because their music just wasn't accessible.
Orchestral music is still eternal, is what 2011 music taught me.
I think 2011 music has taught me that simplicity is key in music.
Well, one thing I did learn is that yesterday was Thursday, today is Friday, tomorrow it will be Saturday, and Sunday comes after that.
Here are the top 5 videos that everyone's been sharing. A video of Texas Judge William Adams beating his daughter with his belt in 2004 for using the internet caught the web's attention and caused police to launch an investigation. On the other end of the father-daughter spectrum, this wedding dance has entertained over 1 million viewers. SNL pulled no punches with this hilarious take on the Kardashians' divorce.
Tune in for a storybook ceremony as Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries sign their divorce papers.
Louis C.K.'s rant against Twitter has only gained him more love online.
Like, I think if Jesus comes back and starts telling everyone everything, everybody's just gonna be Twittering, and they won't be like, I am Christ and I have returned. Oh my God, Jesus is right in front of me right now. I swear to God.
And finally, it may have taken Kina Grannis 2 years and 200,000 jelly beans to make the stop-motion music video for In Your Arms, but based on the web's reaction, it was worth it.
For more of what we're watching now, head over to our blog on whatstrending.com.
Gaga. 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 Lady Gaga. Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Gaga.
Oh yeah, the robot. Oh, sorry. That was the Lady Gaga mixtape by Eclectic Method. Since 2002, Eclectic Method has helped pioneer the art of audio-visual mixing. Their ability to mash up TV, film, and music and video game footage to create mesmerizing dance songs has gained them recognition from MTV to Cannes Film Festival. Please welcome Johnny Wilson from Eclectic Method. How are you? So great to see you. You're here in LA performing tonight, so you stopped by our studio.
Yep, got up nice and early in the morning, come see you.
I know, we're waking you up. So tell me how you've seen mashups evolve over the years.
Well, mashups started with like too many DJs, that's how I got into it, and
Yeah.
Fatboy Slim, and just classic throwing in great vocal samples into a DJ set. And nowadays they've just become, you know, a main part of everyone's set. It's hard to distinguish a mashup and just somebody composing.
Yeah, and what's a recipe to a viral mashup that we see on YouTube?
I think contrast,
Yeah.
like Britney Spears and NWA, that kind of things that shouldn't normally go together being put together.
Yeah, and it's also maybe take something that's news or relevant and mashing it up.
Yeah, the zeitgeist.
The zeitgeist. And Donald Glover
Yeah.
also.
Donald's the zeitgeist.
You mashed up Donald Glover.
Yeah.
What was that
He's
like?
okay, he survived.
He's a friend of yours?
Yeah, Yeah, Donald's cool. Donald's really cool. He's blowing up at the moment with his Childish Gambino MC personality.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got in touch with him just as he was starting that over Twitter, and then made a video mixtape with him.
Cool. Well, we are so happy to have you here today doing a spontaneous mashup here in our studio. So please welcome live here on What's Trending, Johnny Wilson of Eclectic Method.
Eclectic Method!
Eclectic Method.
Eclectic Method.
Check it out.
Eclectic Method. Eclectic Method.
Eclectic Method.
Eclectic Method.
Check it out.
Eclectic Method. Eclectic Method.
Eclectic Method.
Eclectic Method.
Check it out.
Eclectic Method. Eclectic Method.
Eclectic Method.
Eclectic Method.
Check it out.
Eclectic Method.
Sweatin', baby, sweat, baby. Sex is a Texas drought. Me and you do the kind of stuff that only Prince would sing about. So put your hands down my pants, and I'll bet you'll feel nuts.
I still have a dream. I have a dream. The American dream.
Bundle up, my whole style is so cold. I glow like old guys who go bold. My flow got no front in the vocal. Your flow got no button, it's so old. I don't mean to sound like a show, but it's true, my persona's. I've stepped into some kind of portal. I'm from the most risky zone, no place is more shifty global. More pistols, Russian revolvers. We shoot and all that is normal. But it ain't just because we want to. We ain't got nowhere we can run to. Somebody please press the
DJ. He might got a deal. He got the right kind of bill. He cold, he dope. He might sell coke. He always in the air, but he never fly out. He a motherfucking drip, seller on the trip. When he make a drip, kiss him on a lip. That's the kind of dude I was looking for. And yes, you get slapped if you're looking hoe. I said, you're a hell of a fly. Me and my mama, you're like elegant. You're so shy, I'm loving your car. You're like bigger than a guy. We're gonna
I'm mad, you're mad. Mad! Everyone here is mad. I'm mad, you're mad. Everyone's mad.
Lively up yourself and don't be no dread. Yeah, lively up yourself. Forever is enough.
So much. That rocked. Johnny Wilson of Eclectic Method. Let's give him an applause. For more great remixes and mashups, head to facebook.com/Eclectic Method right now. I'd also like to thank John Hodgman, Marc Malkoff, Maron, and all of you for stopping by today. For more on these stories, along with interactive updates on breaking topics, behind-the-scenes photos, or to comment on what you've seen on the show, be sure to check out our Facebook page. And remember, we are online all the time at whatstrending.com and on Twitter @whatstrending. See you soon. That was so awesome. I was wanting to like I just